Good evening, hello everybody, welcome along to Forever United TV. I'm Adam, this is your Friday evening show again. Another quick fire show I want to get all of your comments in on as quickly as possible. We are going to have a comment section on everything happening at Manchester United. We're going to talk about Michael Carrick, the thoughts of the club internally on him. We're going to talk about the impact on the fallout after Sir Jim Ratcliffe's comments. We are keeping this strictly football related, of course, and what happens and how it impacts Manchester United. That is the conversation today. The Glazers, the club. I'm going to read you two articles straight from the off, actually, to get right into this, because this is what I'm more interested in terms of Manchester United and what is happening right now. First one from The Athletic. Yes, The Athletic. Ratcliffe's outburst caused its own crisis within Old Trafford. Members of the club staff raised concerns internally on Thursday before the club decided to publish a statement. This is denied by United. Ratcliffe's remarks are also unlikely to assist United's already uphill task to maintain and expand their partnership portfolio with the training kits and match shirt sleeve sponsor uncertain ahead of next season. How many times have I banged on about this and the impact of things that happen off the pitch on Manchester United sponsors and money coming in? The concerns for Manchester United should be financially going forward. Literally, again, Michael Carrick holding the whole future of Manchester United in his hands with these owners. If you follow Kieran Maguire, who is the football finance expert online, there's plenty of other people that do it, but I've always found Kieran Maguire to be the man that really breaks it down and tells us exactly what's going on. Manchester United have extended their loan, which was due to finalise in 2027. They've extended the loan, and I'm not going to act like a financial expert here on this, but from what Kieran has said, it is a loan extension off the value of the land around Old Trafford. Good God, it does sound a little bit desperate, doesn't it? Look, there's more details to come on that. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you something that I don't know well enough myself. But from what Kieran has said and responses to his post on this loan extension for Manchester United, it kind of looks a little bit desperate. Now, I don't want to spread the fear amongst Manchester United fans and just make something out of nothing. I'll always go to what's been written and what's been said. And Kieran Maguire, football finance experts, pretty much breaking it down there. That is a big situation at Manchester United. If you look into that and research that, you will get more information on it. But just wanted to add that to the situation which is going on right now, because the financial situation isn't going to be helped by everything that's happened this week within the news and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. There is another story coming out from the Star which says Sir Jim Ratcliffe has issued an apology to the Glazers for his controversial remarks on immigration, which have cast a shadow over Manchester United. The Glazers are reportedly deeply concerned about how the fallout from Ratcliffe's comments could affect United's relationships with sponsors and commercial partners going forward. The apology to the Glazers, some people have said Sir Jim Ratcliffe didn't make a full apology. It was more of an explanation. Wrong choice of terminology, and what a lot of other people have said in big news quarters, channels, Sky News and whatnot. We'll listen to what they say and what they break it down. And this pretty much does have that worrying impact of going forward for Manchester United. So Jim Ratcliffe has tripped himself up big time here. And the only reason we're getting any sort of word like this coming out, I feel, is of course because money talks. Money will always talk and be the biggest power play here. And the only time you're going to get concern from owners, billionaires, or people like Manchester United's ownership at the moment is if the money dries up, if the money doesn't come through the door. And this has caused a stink fest and a half when it comes to Manchester United internally and obviously now externally regarding sponsorships and money situations around the football club. That news from Kieran Maguire alone should be scaring a lot of Man United fans today in terms of another extension onto another big loan, which they are struggling with already. And again, it's all right. We are celebrating and sat here looking at Michael Carrick right now and saying, well done, Michael, manager of the month, and now official after the announcement this lunchtime, obviously from the Premier League. Fantastic. But the bigger picture, and the bigger picture that will always be there for Manchester United, is the financial burden on anyone coming in at Manchester United, and that is the pressure that's coming with it. The pressure of Manchester United needing to be successful on the pitch is the only way this club survives. My pen has fallen on the floor. That's really annoying because I'm not going to reach down and get it. I am not overly concerned because United are still United and the deals are still there. What Sir Jim has done has obviously caused a major problem financially for Manchester United and the look of the football club. There are certain subjects you just don't go near or mention. You are a billionaire, you are well known, you are the owner of Manchester United, and the repercussions is what we're talking about now. Finances at Manchester United, we already know, are limited to what Man United can achieve on the pitch. Sponsors, partnerships, deals like this with clubs from, with companies from all over the world can be affected by one stupid comment. That's the world in which we live in, and that is going to hit Manchester United hard. I would not be surprised if there's more repercussions to come in the future on what has happened, and United are going to try and soften the blow here. It's actually probably good that United are not actually playing football for a couple of weeks, is what I'll say on this one. And poor old Michael Carrick having to deal with things like this, having to deal with issues that are not in his hands. And these are the people that are actually in power determining how Manchester United is run, who keeps their jobs, who is sacked, and who has a big part to play in the future of Manchester United. Yet they're the ones that are making it harder for anyone to succeed at this football club. It is just a catastrophe after catastrophe off the pitch for Manchester United. It's embarrassing. I'm not going to go into the details like I said at the start, but you've all seen the images of the billboards outside Manchester United now. If you're, say, for instance, a sponsor and you're looking in, you might have even been in conversation with Manchester United, and you're seeing that blasted outside the walls of Old Trafford. You can guess what it says. I'm not going to read out what it says. It's not my place to do so. I'm not one of them channels that will bring that sort of subject up. We're going to talk about the football implications of things, and that's it. And that's all you're ever going to get on my channel here on FUTV. But if I'm looking at that as a business partner, for instance, or someone who's looking to partner Manchester United, then I can see that and I'm going to go, that doesn't look good. That definitely doesn't look good. You see smaller companies who have come out and made big mistakes in the past, and it's cost them dearly. Manchester United are global. And that's with partnerships and sponsors also. It can massively impact and have implications on what happens commercially at the football club. And the only time I've heard the Glazers come up in any conversation at all around Manchester United is when there has been a threat to the finances and the money train, which is Manchester United feeding the Glazers. The only reason that Avram Glazer can go out and purchase an IPL cricket club, which are worth a lot of money, by the way, and that is massive over there. If you don't watch cricket, it is huge. The only reason he can do that is because of Manchester United. Every other one of their businesses is doing nothing compared to what Manchester United have given them. And the money that they have taken from Manchester United in the time and the period they have been owners of this football club. It is an absolute disgrace. Everything about Manchester United's ownership models and decisions that have been made that are completely out of the hands of the people that are running the club properly. Stick to what you know and leave the football to the football people. And this club would have been fine. But now we are in a massive hole and we're struggling to get out. No one's throwing us a buddy boy. No one's throwing us a rope or anything to try and get out of it because everyone wants to see United crumble. Everyone's fearing Manchester United getting it right. And then we go and do something like this. It's embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And I'm looking at it now and I'm going, I just don't want to be talking about these things at all. And it's going to keep on coming up because people are going to keep on bringing it up. I've seen all of the local journalists in and around Manchester United posting things all over social media today. They are going to slaughter this football club for everything that they can to get the headlines. And that's United. That's what's always going to happen. And it's happening now, unfortunately. And the finances at this football club that we should be talking about for transfers and players coming in, recruitment, infrastructure, it's all been completely thrown out of the window because of some stupid comment with ill-timed, ill thought out, and not clearly knowing every single fact. That's the problem we've got right now. And they're the men at the top of our football club. God's sake. Anyway, comment section is well and truly open, everybody. We're going to do a quick fire show yet again tonight. Thank you so much, everyone who is joining us. I'm concerned about the finances. I do want to talk about other things as well, namely the good part of what is going on at Manchester United right now. And that is the Michael Carrick situation. And again, there is more and more... There's more and more coming in and more going on about what is happening behind the scenes at Manchester United. And that is, it's good for Michael Carrick. Manchester United, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, are quietly thrilled with Michael Carrick's impact at Old Trafford. Jason Wilcox and the football operators always knew Michael Carrick could force his way into the permanent manager talk. And privately, they are delighted that he has done exactly that. Yeah, I bet you are, because it keeps all you out of the headlines, doesn't it? It's Michael Carrick on the pitch getting United winning. He's down to Michael Carrick and his team. That's it. It's the recruitment. Yes, you could add that. Certain players have been brought in, but the limelight isn't on Manchester United's hierarchy at the moment. It's on Michael Carrick on the pitch. Thankfully, things are going well there, because everything else is obviously, as we know, all over the place. But Michael Carrick being talked about as forcing his way into the manager's hot seat permanently. Funny how that conversation's come about after Ancelotti signs a new contract with Brazil and Thomas Tuchel signs a new contract with England. Julian Nagelsmann makes it very clear that he isn't in for a whole process scenario of coming to Manchester United. De Zerbi is going to give himself a bit of time before he makes his decision. And Manchester United are not too keen on Oliver Glasner after his complete downturn in form for Crystal Palace. Funny how the talks of United being privately really happy with Manchester United, with Carrick's form for Manchester United coming out now. This comes from Graham Bailey, by the way, so you know who's brought this story out. Carrick well and truly in the frame. There is more talk from Ty Marshall of the MEN also, talking about Julian Nagelsmann yet again and him being right up there on the list. Now, I'm not saying... I've said this before, and I want to make this very clear before I go into this. I'm not saying that the MEN is where I would go for my news and updates. The MEN do great work around the academy, do great work on match days. But if you're going to go to a tabloid, a source, or let's just say publication for any news managerially or of transfers whatsoever, they're not my go-to, I would say. So when they say Nagelsmann is up there on the list, it's talking to people at United, knowing that Christopher Vivell is highly thought of and is playing the actual part. He is playing the part of the head of recruitment now. So Christopher Vivell is literally now in charge of most of the operations around Manchester United and most of everything else that's going on recruitment-wise. And that's why the MEN are talking about, obviously, Julian Nagelsmann being top dog in there, and obviously he is going to be spoken highly of by Christopher Vivell. He works within that group at Leipzig. He works within the dual ownership model as well, similar. They're just putting everything together, I think, in this one, and I think that Manchester United they're easy to talk about, aren't they? They're easy to make stories about. I'm not saying it's made up. I'm saying they're just putting two and two together again. I don't believe Julian Nagelsmann will work under the Ineos model at all. I really don't. And I don't think that Manchester United is the right place for Nagelsmann while it's being run this way in terms of the recruitment side of things. I think he wants more control, and I think he takes himself as a big fish. And that big fish is obviously someone who doesn't want to work in the process of playing along with other managers and trying to get this job and convince Ineos. He says he is convincing enough already with what he's done, and he isn't going to wait around. He isn't going to wait around. So that's the point that he wants to make, and that's obviously his stance on things as well. Let's get into some of the chat. Look, I know that this is a sore subject, and I try my best to obviously not get into politics and things like this. It's not what it's about. I'm all football related, but when politics and certain things creep in to my football club. I'll talk about it enough. Look, it's not for us to fall out about. Everyone's got an opinion on things. This is football talk, and this is what we're going to do here on Forever United TV. It's not something that we want to be dealing with, but unfortunately, implications come upon Manchester United. You can't ignore things like this, and everybody already knows. Everybody already knows what's going on. It's crap. It is. Because all we want to do is talk about how good Michael Carrick's doing and why he should be in the frame for this Manchester United job. We've been saying it for weeks now. It's Man United and we can't stay out of the bleeding news. It's a joke. Afternoon, Adam, listening while I'm at work. Listening to every show makes my day go quicker. So thank you. Just hope we keep going till the end of the season. Les, absolutely love that. Thank you for the super chat, mate. That is what it's all about. Keeping people going at work and obviously praying along with every other Man United fan that we can keep this form going. The Arsenal draw last night, Man United dropping points, Chelsea dropping points, Villa, Liverpool and City all getting their wins this week. It's made this last 3 months of the season really exciting when it comes to the title race, I think. And it's going to be a tough old watch. It's going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be anxiety central, I think, right now. And it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. Probably not a bit, actually. It's probably going to be a massive roller coaster ride. It's going to be, I think, well, I know it's going to be drama with Man United. I keep saying, and I'm trying to manifest this now in my head all the time, and I'm trying to do that while I'm talking to you guys as well. And it is like trying to convince ourselves that we are going to be that team that just runs away with everything and gets the right results, that gets everything that we need before it gets to May, i.e. the right amount of points, the right, obviously, run of wins, which we're going to need to do now. No injuries. I'm praying that everything goes well for Manchester United. We do need stars to align a little bit and Man United's form to come in and other teams to drop points. I'm looking, and literally I've been studying everyone else's fixtures. I've been studying Man United's fixtures, looking at everything going forward. And it is going to be it's going to be the most difficult running to judge, I think, because anyone can take anything now. It's mental. It is. And it's going to be, I think, Manchester United's... I'm convinced that United are going to stay in there. I really am. I just don't see under Michael Carrick. Listening to Cunha in that interview today and how he's talking about Michael Carrick, and I know I get carried away with these sort of things and players talking and everyone being positive. And yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? You've just got to take what they say and take it as, hopefully, as gospel, and that they do believe in Michael Carrick. Because if they do, the quality of the players is there for everyone to see. I'm going to bring you up to date with all of the other snippets of news as well as they go through. It's basically what we're looking at and things that are happening right now. Just to go back to what's been said there, it's like people are saying in the comment sets there, which whether he's right or wrong, this will hurt Manchester United. So Jim, he's going to hurt Manchester United. I don't want to get into who's right and who's wrong here with this. Ultimately, it's a massive, massive blunder, and it's going to make Man United look like idiots. That's all it is. Manchester United are in talks to sign 17-year-old striker Igor Tijon, I think is how you say that. I don't know who he is. Don't know enough about him. They want to intervene in a possible move for the youngster to Arsenal. Interesting. Very interesting because, again, it goes down that road of, it goes down the road of Manchester United trying to beat all of our rivals to these next up-and-coming players coming through, and obviously trying to build our own academy back up again. I do believe that there's some people at Manchester United now that don't fully believe in what's there at Manchester United in the academy. Like they do know that they're good players, but they think that it could be a lot better. And this is why we're getting all of these young 16 and 17-year-olds in, bringing them through our own academy. As long as they've been at the club more than 3 years, they are classed as homegrown players. So in the club, 3 years before your birthday, before a certain date, I can't remember which one it is now, actually, whether it's 21-19, I can't remember, but there is a rule in there. If they've been in your academy for 3 years leading up to a certain birthday, I think it is 16, then they are classed as homegrown players. So if you do end up buying these players in and then selling them on later, it's classed as homegrown, which is obviously the loophole to financial fair play that we all know about now. So again, that is something that we have to obviously pay attention to. And while talking about money, again, it is a worry and it is a concern for Manchester United at the moment. In terms of what I said before as well, Kieran Maguire literally saying that Manchester United have extended their loan. And this is concerning for lots of people. I've just seen a tweet come up now, actually, from one account saying, I thought Jim was the saviour. More debt connects the dots. Again, extending loans means longer repayments, more debts. And that's Manchester United. This is the concern. This is the problem. And nobody is going to be convinced by anything that Ineos do when it comes to the finances. It really isn't. And it's going to be awkward for them to try and explain this. And again, I don't think we're going to see anyone come out from Ineos anytime soon now with any interviews. I don't think any of them have covered themselves in glory recently. Just stick to running the football club from behind the scenes is all we can say right now. And this is a big, big concern. This is why I mentioned it right at the top of the show, what Kieran McKenna said, and Manchester United extending this loan. Not to get into too much details in terms of what is definitely happening here, but I can just see from the responses to Kieran Maguire on this and this loan, it's literally just extending, and it's going to cost Manchester United more. And if I read it out, actually, just so you've got an idea, and you make your own from this. This is what Kieran Maguire has put on. Details of a charge, date of creation, 10th of February 2026, charge code, persons entitled, Bank of America, Europe, designated activity company, a security trustee. Brief description of what is happening. As per clause 2, the company charges will full title guarantee by way of first legal mortgage, the mortgaged property, including property under title number GM, so on and so forth, with property description of land lying to the west of St Matt Busby Way, Manchester, and others as outlined in Schedule 1 of Supplemental Mortgage. For further details of property charge, please refer to the Supplemental Mortgage, such capitalized terms as defined in the supplement mortgage. So using the land of Manchester United as the leverage, basically, that's it. The financing the land around Manchester United to extend a loan is the best I can describe that. Seriously, it is mental. It is absolutely ridiculous. And again, no one's going to be convinced by it, are they? And no one's going to listen to anything they say in terms of progression with Manchester United after all of this sort of news. It's not what we want to hear. We're looking at how many years of debt with the Glazers. And if it doesn't change under Ineos, then people are going to go in on them. And they will go in on them strong. And again, I said it before, Michael Carrick is the only saviour for Manchester United right now, because if we don't get into Europe, that's basically what's happening. And that's how I read it. That's how I read it anyway. It's not for definite, but from what the comments have been and what people have been saying, that's how it's coming across at the moment. Kieran Maguire has actually responded to a few people from that report, and that's been his explanation, somewhere along the lines of extending it with the value of Manchester United's own land across from St Matt Busby, from the Matt Busby stand. It's, yeah, do the math. Anyway, other news and lighter news, obviously, with the talk from Matthias Cunha at Manchester United and what's been going on around the club, it does seem like the players are getting on with things, and there is a real good camaraderie within. There are stories, well, not stories. Everyone's seen the videos of the outfits that the players have to wear if they lose the crossbar challenge. It does feel like at United at the moment, within the squad, within the players, that they does seem to be a real feel-good factor. Now, I've just done a video on Adam FC regarding Alejandro Garnacho maybe getting his comeuppance and being on the for sale list at Chelsea come this season. Go watch that video after we've finished here. It is good to see Manchester United actually, and the players within the squad now looking like they are as one and together. It does feel that way, doesn't it? It's not just me who's feeling that, is it? It feels like Manchester United now, squad within, is absolutely on it. And I think, well, I can say this and I can always say this, and then we'll turn up on the pitch and it might not happen. But it looks like we're best prepared as we're ever going to be. It looks like we're best prepared as we're ever going to be to actually get in and get into the Champions League, get into this run-in and get in. That's what I think anyway. And you can sort of just get that vibe from the way that the players are playing as well, the way that they do their post-match interviews and the way that they do their own interviews and talking about Carrick and what's changed at Manchester United. There does seem to be a big, big uplift and everyone seems to be on the same wavelength again. So, yeah, really, really impressed with the way that Carrick has turned this team around. And the intensity within individual training at Manchester United looks like it has actually started to pay off. It has. It really does look like it's working. Benjamin Sesko has been doing a lot of talking recently about what it's like at Manchester United. How, first of all, Darren Fletcher approached him. Then Michael Carrick continued it on. And this is what I think is important to look at when it comes to how Carrick is adapting what he wants at United with the training sessions, the way that he's one-on-one training these players, and obviously the people that are with him and want to be part of it as well. It is good to see, and I do think that we are seeing now a complete upturn. And every single day that goes by just embarrasses Ruben Amorim and his whole approach to Manchester United even more. I don't want to say that. I don't want to kick a man while he's down or anything. But he is suffering right now because of what Michael Carrick's doing. And no one's bothered about it, by the way. No one's worried about Ruben Amorim now. All we want is our football team to be playing well. But how the hell do you go from that to this by doing work on the training ground? How difficult was Ruben actually making things? That's the concerning part and what happened before. It's like we've wasted 18 months. That's how it feels right now. Not looking to look at it that way. I'm pushing forward and looking at the big, big positives. But I do think that he has made such an impact that it makes you wonder. And it baffles, doesn't it? It baffles. We weren't seeing the same interviews with players when Ruben Amorim was there. Guaranteed you weren't. Adam, if only every United player worked as hard as you, 100%. Mean it. Yes, Luke, thank you for that comment, mate. Love that. Stephanie says, what's your Garnacho video on your other channel earlier? He was homegrown too. Good vibes, buddy. Yeah, good. Very good. In terms of the camaraderie and everything going on, Ahmad just wore it because he wanted to. Right, so, yeah, in terms of that outfit that the players are wearing as a forfeit for the crossbar challenge, Bruno has actually come out and said that the pictures of Ahmad in this outfit, the one that we've seen Lenny Yoro in because he failed the crossbar challenge, Ahmad wore it because he just wanted to. Yeah, it just shows you done it. That the jokes and the banter within Manchester United, good vibes going on at the football club behind the scenes. Yes, Sesko getting the what you should do with youth treatment. Let seniors carry and let youth slowly make their way, as in first team players coming in and Sesko being brought in bit by bit. Look, I get that. I do get that. Yes. I've popped the link to the Garnacho video also in the chat. That was on the other channel earlier on as well. So go and watch that after this live finishes very shortly, everybody. Let's see what everyone... Garnacho was never all that, but he actually thought he made it. Got too big for his shoes. You can say that again. You can definitely say that again. Evening, Adam, Kaz, Realist. Hello, Pete. Hope you're all doing well. Obviously, we want to go and watch the football tonight, so I'm going to wrap things up quickly. Do get into the comment section on everything as well. The concerns about the finances, that's what's going to take over conversations coming. I want to get ahead of it and get my thoughts on this because I know what's coming. I do know what's coming. And that's a big, big worry for me now. And there isn't enough football going on to distract people away from what's happening in the news right now. And it's a shame. It really is. And it's a shame that it is Manchester United that are being dragged through the absolute shit right now. And it is coming from the top, unfortunately. I'll wrap things up there and bid you good night, everybody. Enjoy the football. Let's hope that Rossini doesn't have a welcome back to Hull and Chelsea end up out of the FA Cup. And yeah, we can sit back stress-free this weekend as Man United fans and actually take in everything that's going on around us for a change. Enjoy our weekend. Regroup, recharge, and be ready to go for next week. I will see you tomorrow, though. The show doesn't stop. I'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow with all of your headlines. I'm sure there's going to be plenty. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all later on. Thank you, mods. Thank you to the Super Chats and everyone involved. Get your comments in below, and I'll see you all later on. Cheers, everybody.